On the way to the officer class, you can grab that Bernie bagel. Head on over to the La Bagel Line, located at 94th Street for a variety of different dining options. In fact, you can even use today's ticket stub for a free butter bagel.
Are you running a tape of this?
It's the NEC's most storied rivalry, LIU and St. Francis, New York. Their decades-long encounters have featured some of the league's most scintillating performances and showcased some of its greatest talent. Today, another chapter will be written in the famed Battle of Brooklyn when the Blackbirds and the Terriers take the court next. Shoot for the Cure Day here at St. Francis, New York in Brooklyn. It's rivalry week here in the NEC from Peter Aquilone Court in Brooklyn. It's the Long Island Blackbirds and the St. Francis, New York Terriers. Hi everybody, along with Tim Capstraw, I'm Dave Popkin. Great to have you along. And the story of the NEC right now is LIU. They have 19 wins. That's tops in the New York metropolitan area. They are the team to beat in first place in the league.
Dave, they are just so much fun to watch, LIU. They average 82 points a game, but they have no player that averages more than 12 a game. They're totally unselfish. They're up-tempo, and Jim Ferry, the coach, is just doing a great job.
And St. Francis could really give them a game today because they play well here at Aquilone Court, 8-2 this year at their home court. And let's talk about the star players in this game. We're just 60 seconds from tip-off. Kyle Johnson is a great all-around player for LIU.
He can shoot, he can score, and you know what he can do at 6'5"? He's got great size, Dave. He can really affect the game with his rebounding ability, but that's what he does best, is knock down the threes. And then Ricky Cadell got a chance to be the all-time leading scorer in the history of St. Francis. He can score in transition, he can knock down the three, he's got the physicality to make plays in the paint. He's got to have a big game along with Hakeem Bennett to help the Terrier cause.
Starters for LIU, Johnson, Garner, David Hicks, the senior, Jamal Alassouere, and Julian Boyd, their leading scorer. For head coach Jim Ferry. Ferry is in his 9th year with the Blackbirds, his 13th year overall. The former Adelphi coach has 221 career victories. Now the starters for the St. Francis Terriers, 11-13 overall, 6-7 in league play. Cadell, we talked about. Newton in there as the starting point guard today. Bennett, Karunicic was a shooter, and Matt Milk up front. For first-year head coach Glenn Brica is a former longtime assistant both here and at St. John's.
At guard, a 5'10" sophomore from Silver Spring, Maryland, number 12, CJ.
The officials are Dan Anderson, Tom Courtney, and Robert Riley. And we're just about set for college basketball here. We mentioned Shoot for the Cure Day for breast cancer awareness. The proceeds from today's ball game here at St. Francis, New York will benefit that great cause. And college basketball in general, Tim, has been so supportive of breast cancer awareness.
It's a great day in college basketball, and you're right, whether it be Coaches versus Cancer or today's Breast Cancer Awareness Day, it's just special. You see the balloons there, remember, you know, it's explaining what Breast Cancer Awareness Day is all about, and it is special. And again, college basketball has been a leader in this area.
Long-time series between these two. It's a 36th Battle of Brooklyn. LIU leads 19-16 in the Battle of Brooklyn games. There's only one out of the two each year, which is dubbed the Battle of Brooklyn. Overall series, LIU has dominated it, but last year was a doozy. 88-84 in triple overtime. Ricky Cadell was the MVP of that one.
He can be a lights-out player. And what's special about this game, Dave, unlike, there's a lot of rivalries around the country today and around this week. There isn't a rivalry where the school is 1 mile away. 1 mile away, these guys are friends. They have, they go to school almost basically together. LIU walked to the game today. They walked to the game. So I think this is a huge key for St. Francis right now. They just played on Wednesday night. They are out-rebounded 51-30. Can this group, the Terriers of St. Francis, New York, can they hold their own on the backboard? It's going to be a huge key in this game.
It is, and transition defense, defense in general, because LIU is tremendous. They are first in the NEC in scoring. They're 9th in the country in scoring, over 82 points per game. High-scoring bunch there, led by Julian Boyd. And I think St. Francis, if they had their druthers, this game would be played in the 60s.
Yeah, they want to be a little bit more control, control the tempo, and make sure they you know, LIU can be so explosive, and when their point guards get it going, whether it be C.J. Garner or Jason Brickman, who we are just being big fans of. He's one of the really good freshmen in the league. When he gets it going in transition, they are dangerous.
Great passer. Today's opening tip is brought to us by the NEC's new official web store at nec.teamfanshop.com, where you'll find a wide selection of gear and apparel featuring your favorite NEC team. The officials are ready. St. Francis in white with the blue and red trim. They're ready. The Blackbirds, appropriately enough, in black here on the road, quote unquote, about a mile from their campus. And here we go. David Hicks has been pretty hot during this recent stretch for LIU, in which they've won 13 out of 14. Kyle Johnson misses, but it's put back in by Jamal Olasaware.
And there it is, the key to the game. Can St. Francis rebound the basketball against a relentless rebounding team in LIU?
Olasaware 8th in the NEC in rebounding. Blackbirds strike first. And an early turnover stolen by Kyle Johnson. And off to Hicks. Can't click. Rebounded by Akeem Bennett. Oh, good look inside to Matt Milk. It does a body good.
Very good. Akeem Bennett, boy, he is a complete player. He's a jack of all trades, and you saw his passing ability, delivering it right downstairs to Milk. Right out of the gate, they gave me something. I love it.
Kyle Johnson on the leaner. He's been aggressive in the early going. Ricky Cadell, the senior, with the rebound. He's 7th in the NEC in scoring and loves to do that. And one.
Scoring the basket for the Terriers. 2 points for Ricky Cadell.
Oh, right here, you get to see the passing ability of Akeem Bennett up top. Great read, good vision, gets it downstairs. That's good offensive vision that time. And then in transition, the versatility of Cadell, and a reason why he could be the all-time leading scorer in the history of St. Francis. You saw a little bit of it right there.
Needs just 86 more points to do that, and is on pace to become the Terriers' leader by the end of this season. He'll be our halftime guest as well. Couldn't complete the three-point play. St. Francis by 2, LIU ball just underway. LIU trying to win their 20th game today. It would be their first 20-win season since 1998. Kenny Onyekye in there early, and he is fouled on the block. Akeem Bennett got it.
Well, you just don't know who to key on when you're doing your scouting report on LIU. They have such great balance. They can hurt you so many different ways. Even Onyekye, a guy you know would think of as a rebounder and a banger, he's a guy that was isolated right there. They saw a mismatch, and this group of LIU players there are just so unselfish. It's contagious when guys make good passes.
If the team bus ever breaks down, it looks like Onyekye could push them out of a ditch.
You know, yeah, between him and Julian Boyd and Olasaware and even like Kyle Johnson, right? These guys are really strength and conditioning. That's done a great job at LIU.
Akeem Johnson, you saw come in the game for St. Francis, a sophomore from here in Brooklyn. Onyekye hits the free throw. LIU down 1. This has been Jim Ferry's best year with the LIU Blackbirds. He'd love to sweep the season series with neighboring St. Francis today. His squad won 87-76 on Wednesday as part of rivalry week. Akeem Bennett. Milk couldn't save it. LIU ball. Glenn Brica was a longtime assistant here for Ron Gagnon, who was one of the top coaches for a long time in the NEC. Julian Boyd off the Hicks pass. Team rebounding for St. Francis, a huge key. Ricky Cadell pulling up. C.J. Garner, the LIU point guard, out of control. And he's fouled.
When you think St. Francis and you think LIU, you think city basketball. And boy, we got a little taste of it right there going up and down.
Foul on Justin Newton, his first, a junior out of Poly Prep here in Brooklyn.
C.J. Garner to the line.
C.J. Garner, a 64% free throw shooter. LIU shoots only 64% as a team. You would think, okay, that would really hurt them. But no, they have the most attempts from the free throw line in the country, so they make up for it with the volume.
They have made more free throws than their opponents have attempted. That is an amazing stat. And you know, it just doesn't happen. That's a conscious effort offensively to be strong, but also, I think just as important is they play defense without giving up cheap fouls. I mean, you have to do it on both ends if you're going to have that big of an advantage in the free throw department. So a little pressure defense by Garner, getting after it.
He's all over Adam Shivlevsky, the freshman from Montreal who just checked in, and St. Francis turns it over again. Garner, no, Shivlevsky with a rebound. Cadell for three. He is a volume shooter.
Well, now he puts him up, but Cadell and Bennett got to have big games, and they're trying to get after it here in the early going. They're senior guards, they got to make it happen.
Olasaware off the mark.
You know, there's so much emotion in this game. It's different than other games these teams have played. You can see a bit of tightness here in the early going with some shots going awry.
Jim Ferry taking C.J. Garner out and putting Jason Brickman, the freshman, in. Brickman is the two-time NEC Rookie of the Week. And he'll be checking Shimlevsky. LIU with that man-to-man D. Stefan Tarunicic is in there. Good shooter. That time, Akeem Johnson able to convert.
And he did a great job of getting to the other side of the rim, so no shot blocking could be in play.
St. Francis leading by one, and now a whistle in the lane. Foul called against Akeem Johnson. That's his first.
See this play right here, a little weave up top, and Peruninic with a good vision right here, but Akeem Johnson goes Brooklyn side right there with a little English on the ball to avoid the shot blocking.
That guy is all Brooklyn. Glenn Bryka, born here. Played his high school ball at St. Agnes and at Bishop Ford. Went to Queens College. Local guy. Jumper goes for David Hicks.
You know, he almost is a forgotten man out there, isn't he? You know, but he does so many little things to help a team be successful. Good knockdown that time by Hicks.
Seesaw game in the early going. Johnson. Rebounded by Kenny Onyechi. Onyechi was on the NEC All-Rookie team last year. Johnson gets the roll.
How about that? With a spin move that time, reverse pivot. And he utilized the left hand with a nice touch.
4 early points for Akeem Johnson.
Good boost. Off the bench.
Onyechi hits it.
Both teams guys starting to go down low right now. In the early going, guys showed some tightness with a lot of perimeter shots. Now they're going inside.
Johnson off the head fake. Rebounded by the other Johnson, Kyle. Brickman.
Really like the way Brickman just keeps his head up, and boy, he delivers the ball. Even a simple play like that, right into the post. Good defense by Bennett.
Digging down, Akeem Bennett. One of the better all-around players in the league. That three, good for Stefan Perunicic.
A good start is huge for St. Francis. They are the underdog, but they are at home. They get the crowd into it. A couple shots like that go down. That can do wonders for their confidence.
A win today would eclipse what they did last year. David Hicks is fouled in three-point range by Ricky Cadell. 14:28 left in the first half. Good game, Battle of Brooklyn, St. Francis, New York, leading LIU 11-9. Thanks to some outside shooting, Stefan Perunicic, the Serbian, knocking it down. We up yet or no?
You know what else is a big stat, Sean? Rebounding is a huge stat. So keep the rebound numbers coming to us, okay?
Okay. Billboard score and Tara. Northeast Conference basketball is brought to you by Choice Hotels International, the official hotel partner of the NEC. By Sporting News Today, the nation's only daily digital sports magazine. And by Ruby Tuesday, the official restaurant partner of the Northeast Conference. Dave Hopkins, Tim Capstraw back with you here in Brooklyn. St. Francis leading Long Island 11-9. And Tara Petrolino is our third member of the crew on the sidelines today. Go ahead, Tara.
Thanks so much, Dave. Well, you know, only about a mile separates these two schools. And after LIU had their team breakfast down at Juniors, they walked to this gym along Flatbush Avenue over to Tillery and then up Cadman Pass before they got here. And let me tell you, if you think this is just another conference game for those two teams, you are kidding yourself. Talked to many of these players this week. They want this win. And Dave, after all, what's Brooklyn without its bragging rights?
No doubt about it. In the neighborhood. Yeah, these guys know each other very well. And the game that they played was a close one on Wednesday. St. Francis would get it to 4, get it to 6, second half, and then LIU would step up and make a big play.
Yeah, talking to Glenn Briker, the coach of St. Francis prior to they just got behind early, and they had to play catch-up. And LIU's a tough team to catch up to the way they can score the ball so easily. So that is another reason why the solid start to this game for St. Francis is very big. David Hicks averaging just over 10 points, but lately he's been good, averaging about 13 per game over his last 14. One more free throw coming. He was fouled in three-point range. Our second annual rivalry week here in the NEC as the teams play each other back-to-back, home and home, Wednesday, Saturday. Get the blood boiling a little bit. Oh, man. As if there isn't enough tension going around this time of year, trying to get your positioning, then you got to go against your rivals. I think it's great. I don't know if the coaches like it, but I love it. St. Francis trying to go to 500 in the league with a victory here today. And they'd be one game under 500 overall. Look inside to Alexander Harrington, and he's turned away. Cadell for three. Get it! Booker Hawks with the big-time rejection, but the fortuitous bounce to Ricky Cadell and then knocks it down. Jim Ferry going to the bench. He has, as you mentioned, Hucks in the game, but also C.J. Garner is back. Yeah, that's like a hockey game. They have line changes. Julian Boyd and Brickman also in there with Michael Culpo. Brickman for three. Got it! He is some tough freshman that's making an enormous difference, mostly with his passing, but he can also do that, knock him down. 37% from the arc this year. Akeem Bennett, good look. And Harrington rejected by Garner. That was outstanding help by C.J. Garner, dropping to the level of the basketball and then swatting it away. The smallest guy on the floor going up against the tallest and rejecting the shot. Look at this. Bennett makes another beautiful delivery, and here comes C.J. Garner from behind on Harrington. Got to finish those if you're the Terriers of St. Francis. You get these opportunities, you got to be strong with the ball. Good catch and lay-in by Booker Hawks, the Bayshore, New York native. They got such great size that they can find mismatches and put them inside and just say, attack the basket.
Ricky Cadell, the senior, Bronx native. He had 21 in the battle for Brooklyn last year, and he hits again for St. Francis. They tie it up at 16. 7 points for Ricky Cadell.
Yeah, you can see some examples of why he's got a great chance to be the all-time leading scorer in St. Francis history. Good help.
Broken up by Bennett. Stolen by Brickman. Good pass. Oh, but Boyd couldn't run it down. Cadell.
Great action.
Crowd really getting into it now. Hucks. Didn't draw iron. Oh, Matt Milk. Off the look from Cadell.
Yeah, that was a great look that time. Turned the corner, he gets so much attention, and he dropped it below the defense with the bounce pass.
This would be a nice upset today for St. Francis. LIU is 19-5 on the year. Michael Colpo knocked to the ground, and that'll take us to a timeout. He'll be shooting 2 when we come back. 11:24 left in the first half. St. Francis of New York leading LIU 18-16. You're watching Northeast Conference basketball.
Hey, Sean.
As part of its commitment to good sportsmanship, the Northeast Conference is again participating in the NEC's Respect campaign this season, a program designed to enhance the awareness of sportsmanship both on campus and within the community. Respect, it's the name of the game. 18-16. The home team, St. Francis of New York, leading it here in the early going. This is Northeast Conference basketball. Dave Potkin, Tim Capstraw, Tara Petrolino with you here on Remsen Street, and Ricky Cadell is moving up the all-time list. He's now 3rd all-time, passing Manny Figueroa today. Darwin Purdy is the all-time leader.
Yeah, and Dennis McDermott, one of our great friends, has worked a lot of years here at St. Francis. I'm sure he's made it a point to make sure his name was on that. I know Dennis well. But Darwin Purdy and that guy, Ricky Cadell, you just said it, Dave. He's got a real opportunity. Now, it's not a lock. He's probably going to average in that 15-point range for the next 5 or 6 games, but he's got a real chance to be the all-time leading scorer.
That would be quite an honor. There have been so many fine players here over the years.
You know, Dave, you alluded to this stat about the free throws attempted by LIU. It is coming up right now. I mean, they're tying. They had an opportunity to tie this game right now as Colpo makes the second free throw. And right now there's a 7-0 advantage in free throws made by LIU. So St. Francis actually outplaying it, but there's been a couple silly fouls by St. Francis, New York, and LIU's been able to benefit from the free throw line.
Yes, LIU 7 out of 8 from the line in this game. They've made over 480 free throws this year.
Good strip by Giles Johnson.
Johnson, no, but tipped home by C.J. Garner.
How good has he been in the early going with blocks and tips?
Garner with 4. He's been very active with the hands. Terriers get it inside to the freshman, Matt Milk. It's been a while since they've had a solid guy down low.
Yeah, and he is solid. He is going to have a terrific career, Matt Milk.
Trey Calloway, the backup point guard, hits it, and he's fouled.
That was Trey Calloway for St. Francis.
Calloway didn't play the last meeting. He had the flu, came off the bench today, but here's the defense by LIU.
Yeah, they can do that also. They've had active hands. They've been able to turn over St. Francis, and that's a great effort by CJ Garner, again, getting on the glass. And Trey Calloway to the free throw line. Tell you what's got to be on the scouting reports for the opposition when you play against St. Francis is they've got a number of lefties in their lineup, whether it be Callaway, Bennett, or Akeem Johnson.
Kyle Johnson going hard. LIU is such a good offensive rebounding team, second in the NEC. Unable to convert there, but it's a big factor.
Well, but a gang rebounding by St. Francis so far has helped them.
Travis Nichols. Nichols, the sophomore from Brooklyn, just in. He's playing with Callaway, Cadell, Perunicic, and Milk.
Again, good rebounding.
Callaway, the junior college transfer, will set things up for the Terriers. Past the midway point here in the first half. Stolen again by LIU. Garner will be shooting two.
Well, turnovers in the bad kind for St. Francis. Those ones that ignite fast breaks. That's for 6 turnovers so far for St. Francis, New York. Glenn Breaka likes his effort of his team right now, but they've got to have controlled effort. You know, they're kind of pumped up. They're giving a couple silly fouls. They've turned it over. And again, this guy's been in the middle of a lot of action. CJ Garner.
Free throw advantage that we talked about for LIU. They're also +3 in turnovers, as Tim just alluded to. They're not shooting a great percentage, but they're getting more opportunities.
They are.
Akeem Johnson back in, replacing Matt Milk, the freshman.
Hey, St. Francis, you got to like the way they're gang rebounding, though. They're getting on the glass. They haven't been hurt on the backboard yet. Again, this is an emotionally frenzied game. They are pumped up. The crowd is into it. You've got to play hard, but still be under control at the same time.
CJ Garner has 5. LIU back on top by 1. Callaway. Oh, rejected by Onyechi. They'll say it's goaltending.
Good job by Callaway getting right down the lane. And Onyechi, let's see this go down. That's a very good call right there as it just began to go down. Pretty close though. That's a tough call.
Yeah, that's tough.
That's a tough call. I think it was going down. I don't think you believe me though.
No.
That's why it's a tough call.
It was at the apex.
Oh, see, there's a word I could never use.
Cadell. Shaking and baking. That's more your style.
Yeah.
And it's in. Wow. Travis Nichols doing work on the boards.
Nichols has been really good off the bench lately. Really good.
Olasaware hits it, and he's fouled.
He is what you'd call a slasher, Jamal Olasaware. And you often think of him going left to make his plays. That was an excellent job going right to take it to the rim.
Hey, Tara, what's up?
Hey, Dave. Well, we just see Travis Nichols coming onto the bench. He started this game on the bench not feeling well, having some stomach issues. Also, for Trey Holloway, most of this week he was limited in practice as he was suffering a flu-like bug, according to Coach Bricka. So 2 wounded Warriors trying to make things happen right now, but not feeling 100%.
Okay, thanks. Remind me not to hang out with the Terriers after this one. Don't want to catch whatever's going around.
Good basketball going around for the Terriers so far in this game.
They lead the #1 team in the league, 24-23. Just over 8 minutes to go in the first half. Akeem Bennett, the senior. Callaway to Johnson, stolen again, 7th turnover. Garner to Hicks. Oh! Olasaware!
How about that climbing high in transition is Jamal Alassaware. Wow, that was big time.
Callaway leaning in.
A boost for the Terriers off the bench as Dre Callaway provided. Like the way he's playing with good confidence.
6 for Callaway. He's started a lot of games with this team this season. David Hicks, one of the top players of recent vintage at LIU. The senior. Can't get it. Akeem Johnson ripping down the rebound. Perunicic.
That's good ball movement.
Newton off the mark. Hicks for 3. And Akeem Bennett goes sailing into the table, and Julian Boyd, and bodies go flying everywhere. It's been that kind of a game here in the first half in Brooklyn. St. Francis leading LIU 26-25. And we're back with more NEC basketball after this. St. Francis leading LIU 26-25 in Northeast Conference basketball action. Dave Hopkins, Tim Capstra, Tara Petrolino with you. It's a great rivalry here in Brooklyn Heights, and we got a chance to talk to both head coaches before the game about the subject.
It's a rivalry of two schools that are really close in location, and they're really close. The president's close, the provosts are close, and our kids are really close. We play a lot together in the summertime. They know each other, they see each other in the neighborhood all the time, and it's neat. You know, you got North Carolina, Duke, Ohio State, Michigan, but I don't think either one of those teams walk to the game. So we're that close. I think it's great. I think it's great for both universities. It's great for the community, and we look forward to having a good game.
Well, it means a lot. You know, the proximity of the schools. You know, we can walk to each other's school. The kids all know each other. The coaches know each other. We're good friends. The fans probably know each other. It's a great rivalry, one of the best in the country.
Couple New York guys. Glenn Brica from here in Brooklyn, Jim Ferry from Elmont, New York, and two of the bright young coaches in the NEC, Tim.
Yeah, they sure are, and they are going to do a terrific job. And you know, it just seems like there's an awful lot of good young coaches in this league right now, and a lot of guys that are going to do just a great job, whether it be the field goal percentages, the Danny Hurleys, the Don Fridays. There's a ton of guys.
Strong move by Jamal Alassaware.
Yeah, he's starting to put his fingerprints on this game, but that play was made by the good feed by Kyle Johnson.
He has 6. Perunicic, good answer.
You know, Perunicic, you got to go so hard out of him because you got to respect his perimeter shooting ability that those drives become available.
He's added that to his game over the years. Julian Boyd hits.
You know, there was a little bit of contact, but when you're as strong and broad-shouldered as Julian Boyd, it didn't even affect him.
Lead keeps seesawing back and forth. LIU by 1. About 6 minutes to go here in the first half. St. Francis has Shimlevsky in the game at the point, along with Newton, so 2 point guards. Perunicic, Michael Kolpo with the rebound. Kolpo, the shooter. Olasaware.
Boy, that's a good job by Justin Newton that time. Staying down, staying low, moving his feet, and keeping Olasaware from getting to the rim. And a good-looking defender. Olasaware's, oh, look at him getting after it a little bit.
And a foul away from the ball. Olasaware, and a technical has been called.
Good job by the officials right there. That was going to get ugly. Again, the emotion of this game. Here it is right here, little activity. Hey, rivalry.
Think these guys want this one? Justin Newton also pulled.
I like Glenn Breaker though right there. He's just making sure his guys are under control. Again, the emotional level of St. Francis has been impressive, but they got to have emotion and intensity and still have intelligence at the same time. Same thing with Olasaware. That's what these type of games are.
Olasaware was hit with the technical.
LIU will retain possession.
It looks like they called a double T because
Yep,
LIU retains possession.
Yeah, they did. Olasaware counts as a foul though on Olasaware. He's got 2.
That's a tough one on Newton. It looked like Olasaware was the aggressor.
You never know what goes on though up and down the floor.
Shimlevsky, a little out of control. Hakeem Bennett from Long Island had 22 in the Battle of Brooklyn last year. Milk
keeping it alive. Travis Nichols and Milk able to put it in. Good effort on the glass again. The rebounding effort by St. Francis has been impressive in this game.
Milk has got 6. They got Shimlevsky on a bump up front.
Callaway and Ricky Cadell back to the game for the Terriers.
And neither team in the bonus yet. Pardon, that is the 9th team foul on the Terriers. So LIU is shooting the 1-on-1 with Brickman, and he missed the front end. He is a 93% free throw shooter. That is very rare.
St. Francis has gotten good looks. They've gotten good looks. They haven't been able to capitalize from the three-point line, but their attitude and approach has been really good. They've moved the ball well. Here's another good pass.
Bennett's 3. Good!
A little misdirection that time. Drake Callaway had the entire LIU team thinking he was going right, and he kicked it back quickly left. That's what freed up Hakeem Bennett.
Biggest lead for St. Francis. Boyd for 3.
Look at the gang rebounding. There's a lot of white shirts in there going after it.
Travis Nichols back in. Bennett's 3 does not roll home, and now Julian Boyd starting to get into it. He's first in the NEC in rebounding. And there he is!
Wow.
3:50 left. Spirited action here in Brooklyn. 33-31. St. Francis, New York on top. But Julian Boyd and the Blackbirds are rocking.
Fabulous shot.
The Battle of Brooklyn. St. Francis, New York leading it 33-31. Inside 4 minutes to go in the first half. And it's take a look at some of the out-of-town scores brought to us by Nevco, the official display and scoreboard provider of the NEC. Visit nevco.com to learn more about their video display and scoreboard solutions for your school or sports facility. Everything later today. More rivalry week games here in the NEC. Central and Bryant, we had them on TV on Wednesday. Tara Petrolino, what's going on?
Hey, Dave. Well, Julian Boyd waited an entire year to throw down dunks like that. After missing a whole season with a heart condition called non-compaction cardiomyopathy, he was finally cleared to play this summer, and he couldn't be more thrilled to be back on this court. Coach Ferry says he's playing like a kid that has had the game taken away from him. And even though trainer Danny O'Connor monitors his minutes and makes sure he's well hydrated and eats a healthy diet, he is good to go. And Julian tells me, he said, listen, you hear the people say, play every game like your last. He's like, well, that's why I'm so grateful every time I practice or play in a game on that floor.
Okay, Tara, and Boyd has gotten better and better all year. He now leads the team in scoring and rebounding and is really fulfilling the promise that folks thought he would have when he was named NEC Rookie of the Year 2 years ago.
Yeah, how about that? He misses an entire year, so you knew it would be a slow road back, but he has just done a wonderful job and a big reason for the LIU success. There's Cadell. But they're really trying to work that three-point line.
St. Francis only shoots it at 31% from downtown, but they attempt a lot of three-pointers. David Hicks left wide open.
Well, they are 1 for 9 right now, LIU, so they're not knocking them down either. Here's Copel. He can shoot it.
From deep.
Well, when you're struggling, get it to your best three-point shooter, and that's what Copel is.
No shot. Foul first. Called against Jason Brickman. St. Francis was up 4 moments ago, but LIU now up by 2 points. 2:53 left in the first.
This game is living up to its billing, though. This is a heated battle and exciting.
18 lead changes already.
That's it? Only 18?
Drake Calloway slows things down for everyone's benefit. Bennett.
Good effort by Johnson getting up there.
St. Francis.
They start making these threes. They got a real chance. They've been open on these threes.
And they're +2 on the backboards, which is a huge stat in this game. A blocking foul.
Yeah, that is the biggest stat. Understand that on Wednesday night, these two teams played, and LIU out-rebounded head coach Jim Ferry and his LIU team out-rebounded him 51-30. And that's what they've been doing to teams. They crush you on the boards, and boy, the gang rebounding by St. Francis, New York in this game so far has been impressive.
To put it in perspective, LIU is the #3 rebounding team in the country.
Yep.
Nichols. Johnson. It finally goes down for Travis Nichols.
Keeping it alive, and we're talking about the rebounding of LIU, and there's St. Francis again working it on the offensive glass.
The 8th tie of the first half. Culpo. Jim Ferry calls out a new play. 10 on the shot clock. Garner. Three on 2. Cadell will be shooting 2.
What you love about Cadell, the different ways he can score the basketball. He can really push the pace. But you see the effort and intensity of St. Francis so far in this game. Look at how hard they're working on the glass. Hakeem Johnson doesn't finish it, but that instant coffee guy off the bench, Travis Nichols, opportunistic.
The LIU crowd from just over a mile away really getting into this one now, trying to spur their team on. Kenny Ondieci in for Boyd. Career 20-plus point games. Ricky Cadell is right up there with all the active players in the NEC, and Kyle Johnson from LIU on the list as well. 1:20 left in the first half. St. Francis by 1. Culpo.
And again, another opportunity where the St. Francis doing a good. They didn't come down with that rebound, but they didn't allow LIU to come down with it. Here's Cadell again.
1-on-3. Couldn't get it. Onyechi rips down the rebound, the sophomore from Sugar Land, Texas. These teams wasting no time. Hucks couldn't get it. Rebounded by Nichols. Keep in mind, LIU is the first place team in the NEC. They're 19-5 on the year, 11-2 in league play. They have the most road wins in the country, 10. So it would be a pretty big upset if St. Francis were able to win this game and claim the Battle of Brooklyn plaque.
It would, and yet I just got to preface that by saying you almost got to throw out everything when these two teams. I know everybody says that, but it really, over the years in this rivalry, it has been all about potential, just emotion, and teams looking at this game almost like their championship game of the season. And it just seems like the favorite in this game hasn't won out all that many times. It's been a very good balance of underdogs getting and winning these opportunities. So this is, and again, this is another game that's living up to that same type of scenario, where it is just very tight, very close, and you gotta love to see guys put it all out on the floor. Glenn Brica with your use it or lose it timeout. See what he's got here. It's probably utilize a little patience. With the ball in the hands of Cadell and Bennett.
Nichols, backdoor to Cadell. Bennett, no, somebody got a piece of it. Bennett is fouled, and he will be shooting 2.
A really good play out of that timeout is St. Francis invited the pressure to then fight it with the backdoor cut. And then again, work the glass. This is what, just keep repeating it, but St. Francis' effort on the glass is the reason why they've got a 1-point lead right now. Their biggest reason why.
Bennett, a 66% free throw shooter. Arnold Mayorga into the game for the first time, a junior from London, Ontario. And he replaces Booker Hucks. The last foul was on Yechi, his first, only 5 on the LIU team. One of 2, and Garner is fouled by Callaway. His second foul. Double bonus time for LIU. They'll go down the other end. Just over 23 seconds to go in the first half. Shot clock is off, and Blackbirds going to the line.
Glenn Brica working hard, boy. He's hard now. He's all about intensity, but he's incredibly likable also. I mean, you can see him really getting players to want to play for him.
He recruited a lot of the guys that are on that St. John's team that's making so much noise right now. They crushed UConn the other night at the Garden. They beat Duke recently.
No, you know, he did a wonderful job. He did a good job, and yet he's perfect for the St. Francis job. When he was here with Ron Gagnon, they had such great teams. He knows how to get it done here. He understands the school, the situation, and you know what's good? Brooklyn has become a popular place to be now for players. I mean, they used to be able to just have to recruit New York City. No, people want to come to Brooklyn because it's a great basketball area. It's a great community all around.
It'll be even better once the Nets come in a couple of years. 8 seconds left here in the first half. Cadell with 1 second left. He couldn't get it, but St. Francis leads it here at the half. Neither team led by more than 4 points. 18 lead changes. It was a very entertaining first half indeed. 37-35, St. Francis leading LIU, and Tara Petrolino is standing by with Glenn Brica.
Coach, you told me you were worried about rebounding. So far, you have there. What's been key for you on the board?
That's a big key. I think our guys are more aggressive today, going after the basketball, putting the body on them. They're doing a good job.
How pleased are you with your team's intensity and effort in that first half?
Very pleased, very pleased. We're doing a good job. You know, we're not letting the game unfold. We're trying to take it, which is important.
All right, Coach, thanks. Good luck in the second half. Dave?
All right, Tara, 37-35. On Shoot for a Cure Day, St. Francis doing just that. Shooting it well here at the Pope Center. Up by 2 at the break. We'll have holding court and more coming up. You are watching Northeast Conference basketball. Don't go away. Eight ties, 19 lead changes, and a very contentious first half. The battle for Brooklyn, St. Francis leading it 37-35. You never know what you're going to get with holding court. Are we going to laugh? Are we going to cry? Who knows? Let's check in with our jocular judge, Tim Capstraw.
With Ricky Cadell of St. Francis, New York. And Ricky, first off, talk to me a little bit about this amazing rivalry with LIU.
Like you said, it is an amazing rivalry. We see each other all year round. Majority of the year, we're not too far from each other and things like that. And we're actually close friends. So we know the ins and outs of people's game and things like that. So it's an amazing rivalry. It's amazing to play against each other every year for our NEC championship.
That is great stuff. Now you especially, you're 88 points from being the all-time leading scorer in St. Francis history. Man, talk a little bit about your experiences here at St. Francis.
It's an amazing experience, amazing individual experience. Every day I think about it, but at the end of the day, my main goal is before I leave here is to get an NEC championship.
Well, what's that going to take? Are you guys, you seem like you're playing better basketball right now. This game obviously could do an awful lot for your confidence.
Yes, I think coming into this year, everybody was dedicated to getting to that one goal. That's what I think. We became more of a team and played harder and did what it takes to win.
Well, Ricky, I know you're familiar with the tradition here on Holding Court, the Valentine's Day special edition version of Holding Court. And we like to send out a Valentine to our favorite person. And first of all, I need props. Props, please. Props. Thank you. Thank you. All right, who would you like to send out this Valentine's Day poem to?
My mother.
Oh, beautiful. Me too. Me too. My wife, you'll get something. We got a gift for you. But this is to my mother back home in Utica. Follow me. Roses are red.
Roses are red.
Violets are blue.
Violets are blue.
When I dunk,
When I dunk,
I think of you.
I think of you.
Never, ever gets old.
Just touching. I told you you'd cry. 37-35, St. Francis, New York, leading LIU in the Battle of Brooklyn here at halftime. Ricky Cadell has 8 to lead St. Francis, New York. Jamal Alassaware with 8 for Long Island. St. Francis by 2. It's time to open the NEC notebook and take a look at what's happening in the Northeast Conference. The Choice Hotels Men's Player of the Week is Central Connecticut's Ken Horton. The terrific forward averaged 24.5 points, 10 rebounds, shot 65% from the field and 94% from the line. Central has won 7 in a row, and Horton, who leads the league in scoring, has been a big reason why. The Choice Hotels Co-Rookie of the Week, Jason Brickman of LIU. 11.5 points last week, 6.5 assists, and you see the assist-to-turnover ratio. He is tops in the NEC in that category. The pinpoint passer, just a freshman. His co-rookie of the week is Wagner's Lateef Rivers. In 2 wins last week for the Seahawks, Rivers averaged 19 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists. His real talent is shooting the basketball. He can fill it up from deep and is a big reason why Wagner is in 3rd place in the NEC. Co-players of the week on the women's side, sponsored by Choice Hotels. Mariah Laurie averaged 30 points last week, including 38 against Wagner. And Ashley Palmer from LIU, well, she averaged 21.5 points, 8.5 boards, and 3.5 steals. Palmer can do it all. She has a fine mid-range game and can also post you up down low. The Choice Hotels Women's Rookie of the Week is Robert Morris's Artemis Spanu. It's her 6th award this year. She averaged 20 points and 11 boards, a couple double-doubles last week for Spanu. Now the men's standings, LIU in first place, Central Connecticut second. They've both been very hot. A three-way tie for third. The top 8 teams will make it. The top 4 host home games. Now on the women's side, the Pennsylvania schools are tied for first, 10-2 in league play. Sacred Heart and Quinnipiac, 8-4, tied for third. Our next broadcast of NEC basketball, well, you don't have to wait long. It's coming up right after this game at 2 o'clock on MSG, Monmouth and FDU. Then we'll be on TV again Monday, appropriately enough, Valentine's Day at Sacred Heart. Check your local listings for that 7:30 tip, then 6 games Thursday. That's all for today's NEC Notebook. Neither team is led by more than 4 points. It's been terrific. St. Francis, New York leads LIU 37-35 in NEC play. Getting set for the start of the second half here in Brooklyn. St. Francis leading LIU 37-35. And Tara Petrolino is standing by with the head coach of the Blackbirds, Jim Ferry.
Coach, St. Francis with 10 offensive rebounds in that first half. How concerned are you about them on the glass right now?
Oh, very concerned. I mean, you know what? This is a complete opposite of the last game we played on Wednesday night. We did that to them. Credit to them. They worked on blocking out, obviously, and going to the glass, and they've set the tone in this basketball game. They're beating us in all 50-50s, and we have to change that or we're going to be in trouble.
What was the message to your team as you were leaving the locker room?
We got to win the 50-50s. We got to try to set the tone in the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Dave?
All right, Tara. Halftime stats are brought to us by Sporting News Today, the nation's only daily digital sports magazine. To sign up for your free 60-day trial subscription, simply visit sportingnewstoday.com/NEC.
See the rebounding stats that Jim Ferry just alluded to, and when he talked about 50-50 plays, those are like loose balls that what team is going to get it? You know, 50% of the time you're going to get it, 50% they're going to get it. Who's winning those battles? And that's exactly what St. Francis has done so far. Their effort has been incredible.
And Tim, as you know, at the end of the day, who's going to make shots. I mean, LIU usually makes shots. They're first in the league in points, first in field goal percentage, and nobody in double figures yet. Jamal Olasaware with 8, Garner with 5, and kind of an equal opportunity offense right now.
Yeah, well, but again, though, that's what makes the rebounding so impressive by St. Francis, because there have been a lot of misses, a lot of opportunities for LIU to work the glass. And again, you used the term team rebounding or gang rebounding in the beginning of the game. It's exactly what St. Francis has done so far. They've really balanced out the rebounding well.
Obviously a very close game, 8 ties, 19 lead changes. Neither team is led by more than 4. St. Francis in white if you're just joining us. LIU, the road team in black. Blackbirds are the first place team in the NEC over Central Connecticut, and then Wagner in 3rd. St. Francis in the middle of the pack trying to secure an NEC tournament berth. The top 8 teams will make it. Akeem Bennett and 1.
Akeem Bennett for the Terriers.
That was impressive. Little hang time and a lefty off the glass. And Akeem Bennett is giving you the typical, look at this advantage right there. Going around Julian Boyd that time, but has the hang time to still finish the play. The cleverness of Akeem Bennett, the all-around play. He is a, what's that term, stat sheet stuffer? That's exactly what he can do. He is a jack of all trades, and he's got a great all-around game.
9 points now. You saw he leads the league in steals. That's the largest lead for St. Francis.
Biggest lead in the game right now. This has been all about those lead changes.
LIU with their best team in many years, about 12 years. Julian Boyd.
Well, C.J. Garner got into the teeth of the defense and then drew attention and was able to just lob it up for Boyd to finish.
7 for Boyd. The sophomore had a double-double last time against St. Francis on Wednesday. 10 points, 10 boards. Kyle Johnson on Bennett. Can't get it. Rebounded by Jamal Olasaware. Neither team in real foul trouble yet.
Keeping it alive. If you can't rebound it, tip it back. That's what Boyd just did to get another possession. Julian Boyd is fouled. See, Boyd kept that alive, got an extra possession. The ball was swung. He was able to seal the D. Look at the effort here as Julian Boyd starting to assert himself as he gets the drop-off pass and the finish. And then on this play, the seal, the good entry pass, stayed with it and got a chance for the old school 3.
Hardly had control of the ball, just kind of tipped it up. Boyd into double figures. He averages just over 12 points per game for Jim Ferry. Tied at 40.
There's a shocker. That's we've heard that enough. The ties and lead changes.
Cadell's 3, no. Johnson. And there's Boyd. Kyle Johnson.
A little early offense that time. Garner, a little mini weave, dropped it back, and then the size of Kyle Johnson at 6'5", able to finish. Garner can really guard, too. Look at him. Pesky.
First basket by Johnson, a 7-0 run for LIU to take a 2-point lead. Perunicic going strong.
I like the version of him, how his game has evolved. You alluded to it in the first half. No longer just a guy who stands behind the three-point line. He can catch, rip, and go.
7 for the junior from Belgrade.
Boyd wants it. He wants to seal. There they go on the glass.
Julian Boyd.
7 points in the first 3 minutes of the second half by Julian Boyd.
He's first in the NEC in rebounding. Johnson misses. Boyd with another board. Garner plays at different speeds. He's hard to guard.
Yeah, he is. He can really, it's a great call because he can really accelerate and keep you off balance.
Foul on Perunicic, trying to block the baseline. Drake Calloway back in there for the Terriers, replacing Justin Newton.
Gave good minutes in the first half, did Drake Calloway.
Olasaware. What a move. And one.
Man, is he elusive. There have not been many players with his type of size and with his skill set in the NEC in a long time. Dave, he's 6'6.5", and the way he gets so crafty up top, can explode, accelerate. He's got a touch from the outside. He is a complete player.
Lefty player, but he drove right there.
Yeah. We've seen that a couple times in this game, and there they are, working the glass.
Foul on the Terriers. The whistle is not going their way right now. It's on Cadell, quickly his third.
Could the Terriers have left all their emotion and their energy in the locker room at halftime? They worked so hard in the first half.
Glenn Bryka needs time to talk this thing over. It's been all LIU here in the second half. An 11-5 run to start the second half, 11-2 most recently. Julian Boyd has been terrific here in the second half, Tim.
He sure has. Here he is as Garner finds him down low. You see how strong he goes up. He's a physical presence, and then the seal down low. You talked about he lost it on the way up, and he finished it. Three-point play. And he has just been a huge factor as Jim Ferry's liking what he's seeing with his team right now.
LIU among the best teams in the nation in many categories. You see that record. They're trying to win their 20th today. 10 road wins, leads the nation. They're 10-3 overall. Points per game in the top 10 in the country. Leading the league in shooting and the free throw shooting. Most attempts per game in the nation.
And that is impressive. Those numbers are numbers that are stacking up against not the NEC, the country. So they are in the midst of a great year, but they are in the midst of a very good game right now still.
Well, so is the league overall. The NEC played well in non-conference play. They're up 8 spots conference-wise in the RPI this year.
Yeah, that is incredibly impressive. And the job, again, we talked about, Dave, how many good young coaches are there in the league right now, whether it be Glenn Bryka, whether it be Jim Ferry, whether it be Danny Hurley over at Wagner. That's just New York. We're talking Andy Toole at Robert Morris. Greg Vitrone out at FD. There's just so many different guys capable of doing outstanding jobs in this league right now. And Howie Dickerman, and then you got the veterans like Howie Dickerman, Tom Moore, talk about a guy on the fast track.
Well, I think Central Connecticut and Howie Dickerman could win it this year. They looked good on NEC TV on Wednesday night against Bryant. LIU getting to the line but missing a lot. They're 10 out of 21. Could have a much bigger lead in this game, letting St. Francis hang around. Perunicic from very deep. Kyle Johnson.
The transition game of LIU. They love to get out and run it.
Oh, what a rejection by Jamal Olasaware, but they do call a foul.
Look at the transition. He just got the rebound and he pushed it. This is what you call a one-man fast break, and then the good finish, and then the rejection on the other end by that guy Jamal Olasaware.
Third foul on Olasaware.
But the foul.
Drake Calloway, a 48% free throw shooter. Kenny Onyechi will come back in for LIU, replacing Olasaware, who's in foul trouble. Calloway, the Harlem native, makes 1 out of 2. Four minutes gone by, second half. LIU on a 13-3 run.
Onyechi wants it down low. Little hold down low. Zanyechi trying to get deep post position, and Travis Nichols called on the foul.
15:48 left in this Northeast Conference rivalry. LIU leading St. Francis 48-43. We're back with more after this. Dave Popkin, Tim Capstraw, Tara Petrolino back with you in Brooklyn Heights. Long Island on top, 48-43 here in NEC action. And here's a look at today's Hershey Fan of the Game. Visit HersheyPA.com to learn more about Chocolate Covered February, a month-long celebration of all things chocolate in Hershey, the sweetest place on earth. I know you love that place.
I love it. My kids love it. We have a great time. Incredibly clean. Love it there. And those kids would love it also.
Tara Petrolino has a special guest.
I most certainly do. Dave, I'm here right now with Megan O'Brien, the senior women's administrator at St. Francis, and she was one of the ones that spearheaded this Shoot for the Cause campaign, a really exciting event that you're doing here that seems to impart the Franciscan values of this school. Why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
We love to educate our student athletes on giving back to the community, and this is one of the things that they really are so fond of, and it's a cause that hits home for a lot of us here at St. Francis.
And we know that you have a personal connection with this story as well.
I do. My sister Shannon is a cancer survivor of Hodgkin's lymphoma, and my Aunt Ruby is actually a breast cancer survivor, so it really hits home for me, and it's really something special.
Well, thank you so much, Megan, and we are pulling for your family as well as all of the breast cancer victims in this country.
Thank you, Tara.
Dave?
Okay, good job, and 7-point lead for LIU on the Boyd dunk. He has 14. See if the Terriers have a run in them. They led it at halftime, but since then it's been all LIU.
Well, they came out okay, and then LIU has just really answered.
Garner. Callaway trying to weave his way through, and he does.
Good job. A confident Dre Callaway played well in the first half. And right back at you does LIU. You cannot relax.
Julian Boyd.
He has been dominant. Good rebound. There's Bennett. Seeing the floor. Head is up.
Nichols. Got it!
Needed that one. Good answers by Callaway, and that time by Nichols, and again Bennett with the good vision. LIU looked like they might be getting a burst and might be able to pull away, but the Terriers have answered, Dave.
That was a big one. Hicks, no. Terriers can tie or take the lead.
Little zone defense.
Bennett's three. Got it! St. Francis has answered a 15-3 LIU run with a 9-0 run of their own.
How about that? It began with Dre Callaway in transition right there, getting it done. Akeem Bennett with the good vision over to Travis Nichols. He confidently drains it. And then they finish it off with Akeem Bennett says, now it's my turn from behind the arc. And St. Francis of New York is right back in it. In fact, they got the lead.
Tara, what's going on?
Well, Akeem Bennett is certainly playing an inspired game right now as his father, Keith, is suffering from leukemia and is currently in Bronx Lebanon Hospital where he'll be watching this game, and Akeem tells me he's playing this game for him. Coaches and players from St. Francis say they're all playing this game for Mr. Bennett. They wish him the best of luck in his road to recovery, and that they say hello. His son is certainly doing his name proud right now.
As do we, Tara, thank you. And 51-50, Terriers back on top in this seesaw game.
Yeah, I thought LIU might be just pulling away here in the second half. That was a great answer of a run by St. Francis. Here's Boyd.
His three. You get the feeling whoever has the ball last might win this one.
You're right. Zone defense now. St. Francis, will Perunovich get open? Will Bennett knock down another three? Can they work the glass? What a screen.
His three. Got!
Really good set play. The screen by Perunovich, the flare screen. Good set play by Coach Breika.
Akeem Bennett has 13 after that deep one.
2 in a row. The hot hand.
Garner finds Brickman, 2 point guards in the game for LIU. Oh, nice spin underneath for Kenny Onyechi.
They're going to stay zone. Yeah, they're going to stay zone as LIU. See if Bennett's going to move around. He's got 2 threes in a row. Here he is with the basketball. Is there another way to get him? Here's the flare screen the other side.
Trying to extend that 11-2 run. Looked like it went off a Terrier hand. St. Francis is going to keep it. Olasaware back in for Jim Ferry and LIU with 3 fouls. Julian Boyd will take a little rest just before the media timeout. 12:22 left in the ballgame.
Remember what Tara said, you got to monitor those minutes of Julian Boyd, so if you can use it, get a little break with the media timeout. Boyd has been so dominant, but you've got to make sure you give him enough rest. He's on a little bit of restriction because of that heart issue. Bennett trying to get open. Here he is again.
Couldn't hit that three. Nichols trying to keep it alive and off of Olasaware.
There's a 50-50 ball. Remember Jim Ferry at halftime talking about it? And who ends up with the possession? St. Francis in New York.
Olasaware was trying to get out on the break, didn't grab it. Jim Ferry's best year with LIU, his 9th season. They're trying to win their 20th game this afternoon.
And he's young. They're going to be good for a while.
Callaway. He walked. No basket. Glenn Breika didn't love that one. LIU +6 in the turnover category. David Hicks, the senior.
When you're a good player, you know how to utilize a shot fake. That's what Hicks did that time. A little shot fake and pull-up game.
Yet another tie in this game, 54 all. Travis Nichols.
They are open from the three-point line, and the Terriers are not afraid to let it fly. If they make their threes, that is going to be the key.
Brickman banks it in.
He has been quiet, though. He got the previous possession, he got the assist, and that time to finish.
St. Francis up 1 with the ball, closing in on 11 minutes to go. 3-point shooting, big factor. 7 from outside for the Terriers.
Yeah, it's been the difference here in the second half for St. Francis, making their threes. I like Callaway.
Bennett off the crossover. Callaway's 3.
Hard to Dave, they pay me to watch this game. This is fun. Not much.
Olasaware. A scramble. Hicks. And a foul on Kenny Onyechi. 10:22 left in the ball game.
Travis Nicholas doing a really good job on the glass. And here we see Akeem Bennett in the three-point line that has really made a difference for St. Francis here in the second half. You know you're good when you can save mistakes better than you ever could before. Man, I didn't know it was coming. Nobody said anything. I didn't know.
Yeah, sorry.
Said it wasn't in my ear.
We got to get Kyle.
Welcome to the dance floor, the LIU dance team.
.22 left. St. Francis, New York playing inspired basketball. They lead first place LIU by 1. Fans, be sure to check out the NEC's official website at northeastconference.org. The website features all the latest news and notes from around the conference, as well as podcasts and video on demand. You'll find all this and a whole lot more at northeastconference.org.
Well, you know it's a big game if the media is out. And there's Sean Brennan from the Daily News, one of the great reporters. And to his right, on our left, is Kyle Welliston from midmajority.com. And if you haven't been to that website, that is just an awful lot of fun. He is up on top of every team in college basketball, and he pays particularly great attention to the mid-level, the lower-level Division I games, and he just has... He's seeing 3 games today. He's going from here, he's going over to NJIT, he's going to Columbia. One of the hardest working guys in basketball is Kyle Welliston.
See the close game that we have here. 11 ties, 21 lead changes. Here's another 3. And Perunicic coming over the back. There's Kyle.
There's Kyle again, getting a lot of airtime. He is an animal, the way he travels the country. Planes, trains, and automobiles for that guy to see ball games everywhere.
We can identify.
Yes.
Past the midway point of the second half. Julian Boyd is back in for Jim Ferry. He got it, and he's fouled.
You know what's beautiful about Boyd, Dave? He shows you something different that you didn't know he could do every time you watch him play. I didn't know this was part of his repertoire. Look at the handle, the feel. This kid, he's going to keep playing basketball after college with that type of ability. Are you kidding me?
No doubt. See the NBA basketball on his right arm. That's where he wants to be. 16 points today.
How about the recruiting in Texas that Jim Ferry has done, huh? Wow.
It's been a great little niche. He's gotten some kids from Canada as well.
Again, Brooklyn has now become a cool place. It's a cool place to be. Throughout the country, throughout the Northeast, throughout the country, throughout the world. New York is cool. Manhattan and Brooklyn is really cool. I mean, with the you know, old timers that know the Brooklyn Dodgers, that know the history of Brooklyn, but the hip hop generation in Brooklyn, it's so synonymous, and it's so. I think these two programs could really build off of that.
We're hip. Maybe we should move here.
I am so unhip, it's scary.
Boyd's with some instructions from the bench.
I'm getting some response from my hip-hop generation term. I'm gonna put a new level of corny in for me, right?
People are tweeting you?
Yes. Director Mitch Levitas just referred to me as that's a term from What's Happening.
Your Grandmaster Grandpa. Oh, goodness gracious. Along with Tim Capstraw, Dave Popkin with you, and Tara Petrolino's with us on the sidelines as well. We're having fun. I mean, it's a good game here in Brooklyn today. Maybe an upset of the first place team.
No, it is a great game, and St. Francis is living up to expectations, and you know, trying to sort things out right here are the officials along with the coaches.
I wish they'd sort it out. They're taken away from our FaceTime.
No, right here, yeah. This is what me and my mother have been waiting for all week, and they're crushing me.
Well, they're trying to sort it out. Either way, Julian Boyd is going to the free throw line for LIU.
That was all about a replay of a foul to make sure they had the call correct. And that was Ricky Cadell's 4th foul. That's why it was of such critical importance, and you got to like the officials trying to get it correct.
Saw Julian Boyd amongst the top 4 in the league in field goal percentage. Free throw percentage, not so much, 59%. Hits this one, though, to complete the old school three-point play. Boyd has 17, 12 of them in the second half. LIU retaking the lead. Callaway for 3. Nichols again.
I really like the way Travis Nichols has played. He's been great lately off the bench, and he's doing it here in the second half. A good mix in his game. He can shoot it. He's physical on the glass. The weave up top.
Olasaware.
Wow. Oh, man. Changing directions. These bigs of LIU they're just not down on the block. They got versatility in their games.
Bennett fading away.
Little lean back, little Fat Joe that time. From the hip-hop generation.
Tied at 61. Word. Julian Boyd. Julian Boyd is a top MC today.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. I don't think I didn't hear you say word either.
Nichols' first career double-double. Now 6 straight games for him in double figures. He's been great coming off the bench. Callaway, yep.
Good pass, good finish, and Callaway's confidence. He's playing with a reckless abandon. The shocker tied again.
This is turning into the best game of the year in the NEC.
Yeah.
Brickman. St. Francis needs to take a breath. Bennett squares up. Here comes Brookman. He's dangerous. Olasaware, offensive foul. He dropped the shoulder. 7.5 minutes left. We are tied again at 63 and headed to break. Akeem Bennett and St. Francis leading the charge. They were down by 7 a little bit ago. But Olasaware doesn't get the whistle. We're back. Great game in the NEC. LIU and St. Francis of New York tied up at 63 apiece in the Battle of Brooklyn. Today's scholar athletes in the NEC are LIU soccer standout Steve Jakubowski and St. Francis water polo star Nemanja Simonovic. Jakubowski is a business finance major, 3-time NEC academic honor roll member, while Simonovic is an accounting major who maintains a 3.92 GPA. Jamal Olasaware 4 fouls now, and he'll have to sit for a little bit. Ricky Cadell is going to come back in for St. Francis. He has 4 as well. It's a big loss for LIU. Olasaware has been terrific. I don't know how long you can leave him out.
No, he's probably get back in there. And Ricky Cadell, no, he's on the bench right now. So you've got the big keys are, who are the guys going to step up? Julian Boyd will probably be a focal point for LIU, and Akeem Bennett has played with a lot of confidence here in the second half for St. Francis. He's in the opposite corner right now. Here he is. The pass.
Wow, what a dish to Johnson. Akeem to Akeem. 6 points for Johnson. 7 minutes left. Julian Boyd leading all scorers with 19. Culpo looking for Boyd, and he's got him. Johnson.
Excellent job of Kyle Johnson to show up in the vision of Julian Boyd that time so he could receive it and drain it.
Half dozen for Johnson. He ties it up again. Battle of Brooklyn was 2 overtimes last year. St. Francis won it. Bennett. And the foul!
Here's St. Francis getting it done with some ball movement as Akeem Bennett gets in the paint, drops it off that time. And then it's Akeem Bennett again going to the basket. Akeem the Dream right there, slamming it home.
I like it. St. Francis playing great, looking like a team you don't want to draw in the NEC tournament.
And the balance, and he's also got 5 assists as Akeem Bennett right now. He is just playing great basketball.
Completes the 3-point play. 18 points for Akeem Bennett. He was a preseason first-team All-NEC player, and he has looked like it here today. Garner, too strong. David Hicks left open. His 3 is good. We're tied again. 6 minutes left.
This is the best game I've seen all year.
Callaway's been a steadying influence for St. Francis.
Well, he's played with great confidence. Zone defense, they're going to find the openings, the middle, high post area, little high screen. See if they're going to come Bennett, high screen. Can he turn the corner, penetrate?
3 on the shot clock. Bennett just rimmed out, rebounded by Julian Boyd. Field goal percentage about even. Johnson poked out. LIU starting to heat up a little bit.
Good effort, kicked out, and here is David Hicks, right-handed.
LIU doesn't take many bad shots. On Yechi, no. There's a foul first, who's trying to post. They got Nichols, mismatch. Third foul on Nichols, 18 fouls on the Terriers, 5 on LIU. So 1-1 for Kenny on Yechi. He and the team in general struggle from the line. Misses the front end, and Bennett with the rebound. Hakeem Bennett has been excellent this afternoon.
All right, they showed a little bit of pressure, but now they're bouncing back into that 2-3 zone.
Johnson. Cleared by Julian Boyd. Remember, LIU has clinched an NEC tournament berth. St. Francis still trying to get in. Hicks, get it! 71-68, LIU.
David Hicks stepping up here in the second half, knocking down deep shots. Part of the 6-0 run, the transition game that time. CJ Garner pushing the pace. It's hard to find shooters in transition, and David Hicks set himself behind the line, and Garner found him in rhythm that time. Just 1-2 and drained it. Look how he holds the foul through.
I don't know if it's by choice, but St. Francis has left Hicks open all game long, and he now has 12.
He is just one of those solid, I call him a glue guy, you know, a glue guy that does all the little things that help a team win. And again, it's hard to say LIU's got a good team, really good team. You don't know who their go-to guy is. I mean, they have a number of guys capable of being that guy. CJ Garner having a great game tonight, but Jason Brickman's had a lot of games great lately at the point guard position, so the balance has been impressive.
They go about 10 deep, 5 players average double figures. Talked about Hicks, number 24, and he's a senior from Mendota Heights, Minnesota. Came a long way to play here at LIU.
Okay, out of the timeout right now. Let's see the different looks. Gonna go back to the zone. Voynich hasn't been able to get a look against the zone. They're gonna run him along the baseline, see if they can get him a look. Here, nope.
Bennett's three, no good. Garner on the break. Hicks is fouled by Callaway. And that'll take us to a timeout with 3:59 left in the ball game. LIU has jumped out in front 71-68. We're back with a thrilling conclusion. This is Northeast Conference basketball. Northeast Conference basketball is brought to you by Choice Hotels International, the official hotel partner of the NEC. By Sporting News Today, the nation's only daily digital sports magazine. And by Ruby Tuesday, the official restaurant partner of the Northeast Conference. The Terrier is all dressed up for Shoot for the Cure Day, breast cancer awareness. And it's been a heck of a game. Maybe the best one we've seen this year. David Hicks has a dozen. Julian Boyd with 19. LIU, the first place team in the league, leading St. Francis, their rivals, by only 3.
Well, St. Francis, Dave, has attempted 26 threes in this game. They've made 7. They're going to get open again from the three-point line, and their ability to make a few threes down the stretch of this game could very well determine the outcome. You notice about LIU, even though it's late in the game, because they rotate a lot of players, they can run, they can get out and run. We saw that in the last possession before the timeout. They are off to the races. These guys are very fresh as their minutes are distributed very evenly by Coach Jim Ferry.
LIU just 12 for 23 from the line. They've missed some opportunities to extend the lead. Hicks made them both, though. 8 straight LIU points for David Hicks. He has 14. And the shot clock is not operating, so they need a timeout. Should be 31 on the ticker. 3:52 left in the ball game. Perunicic. Ho-ho!
Baby brought down rain or ice or snow or whatever. That baby had some arc.
That was a big basket. Cuts it to 2. Hicks. Nichols, another rebound.
And again, they're staying in the zone. They're going to test St. Francis' ability to shoot the basketball.
There's your three-point shooting. LIU has really struggled. Travis Nichols, a guard, by the way, has 11 rebounds and 12 points, a double-double. Cadell playing with 4 fouls, rejected by Garner, and it goes out off of LIU.
Here's Stefan Perunicic giving a lot of room, and look at the arc here. That ball was out of the camera. Raining down. 12 seconds, 10 on the clock. Got to work quick.
Callaway with a good look inside to Johnson.
It sure was the way he dropped it down below.
8 for Johnson, 2:40 left in the game. And Garner is fouled, got bailed out.
How about this? Drake Callaway gets into the defense, drops it off. Hakeem Johnson finishes. This is going to be a free throw. Double bonus right now, right?
Yes, it is, and it's the 4th foul on Drake Callaway. Sending CJ Garner, the 64% free throw shooter, to the line. So Callaway in foul trouble. One more for Garner, the sophomore from Silver Springs, Maryland. 2 clutch free throws. LIU is making them down the stretch in the last minute or so.
Staying in the zone.
Callaway. Boyd grabbing the rebound. LIU up 2 with the ball. Olasaware for 3. Perunicic. Cadell for 3. He hasn't played much in the second half, not really in the flow. He's had foul trouble.
Yeah, but he knows he's a go-to guy, Ricky Cadell, and he needs to step up late. So again, Glenn Breaker right there gives everybody the green light from that three-point line. He wants them to play with confidence. A little offense, defense going on right now. As Perunicic is going to sit out. Big possessions now.
Inside 2 minutes to go. Brickman running the point.
And I don't know, who does LIU go to when they need a basket? They're equal opportunity. Do they get it down low to Boyd? King Johnson's got to front him.
Callaway. All tied up. $13 for Callaway. Boyd is tied up. Possession arrow favors LIU.
How about execution? How critical that is down the stretch. We saw LIU turn it over in the previous possession. It resulted in the layup for St. Francis, and now they got tied up here.
LIU has 2 timeouts left, 3 for St. Francis. 1:15 left. Garner, got it!
All game long, Garner has been big time.
Cadell lost it. Olasaware is fouled. Bennett is saying he got hit in the face by Olasaware, but instead it's a foul on Akeem Bennett, his second. Double bonus here, LIU going to the line.
This guy, C.J. Garner's been all over the place in this game, and they're utilizing his speed and ability to step up in the clutch. He's got 5 assists, but he elected to take that one by himself. That was a huge finish.
Olasaware, couple biggies. 61% free throw shooter. He has 13. To make it a 4-point game. The trap.
All right, they're in the zone right now. A little timeout for St. Francis. Such a critical possession. Glenn Brake has got to draw something up.
Timeout called by St. Francis.
That's their third. They'll have 2 left.
Now, LIU's been playing zone for the last 10 minutes of this game. And you wonder right now, if you're Jim Ferry of LIU, do you go man-to-man? Do you go man-to-man just to kind of shake it out a little bit, disrupt any kind of feel that Glenn Brake may be drawing up only? You know, I don't think he's going to draw up both for a zone or man-to-man. But right now, it might disrupt the rhythm and also make it difficult for a 3-point shot to be taken. If they go man-to-man, it's going to be interesting to see what defense they're in, LIU.
It's been a fantastic game. LIU leading by 4. Julian Boyd with 19 points today. 14 for Hicks, 14 for Olasaware.
I think they're, based on how they're coming out right now, they're going to stay in the zone defense.
LIU mainly a man-to-man team, but the zone has worked.
Well, they're up 4 now, too. I mean, so that changes your philosophy possibly also, because the 3, still have the lead with the 3 if the 3 is made.
Bennett for 3. They're coming over to look at the shot clock again. That basket is huge by Akeem Bennett, just a 28% three-point shooter.
All right, here's a decision to be made right now. If you're St. Francis, do you play defense throughout this entire possession, Dave, or do you give a foul?
LIU next to last in the league shooting free throws.
Yeah, I think you've got to be aggressive. I think you've got to extend the game. That's it. That wasn't intentional right there.
It's the 5th foul on Drake Calloway. That is costly. Glenn Brake didn't want a foul, and he's not happy with the call. They're trying to hem in the LIU ball handler.
But that is decision time, isn't it? When it's in that 38, 39 second, you may not get the ball back if you just play straight up defense. I think whenever you're behind, you want to go after it a little bit. You want to maybe not just give a foul. They didn't give a foul right there. You want to trap and be aggressive and just try to force the tempo, maybe get a quicker than normal shot taken if the team wants to hold. Or then after you trap once or twice, then give the foul.
I agree.
But you've got to have enough possessions, even if he makes both of these free throws.
Callaway fouls out, and Justin Newton is in there along with first one good, 10 for Garner.
They're making them late. LIU down the stretch.
One out of 2. Oh, he nearly lost it on the baseline. Terriers can tie or take the lead. They can also hold for the last shot. 2 timeouts remaining.
I wouldn't hold for the last, though, Dave. You got to give yourself more than one opportunity to win this game.
Cadell in trouble
when you're behind.
St. Francis down 2. 15 seconds left. Cadell for 3. Bennett rejected. Johnson ties it up. LIU calls time with 7.3 seconds left.
How many times is it not the initial shot, but the offensive rebound after that, the big basket, that makes all the difference? And St. Francis competed in this game all game long because of their ability to rebound the basketball, so it's only fitting that St. Francis ties it up here late with their ability to rebound the basketball.
$10 for Hakeem Johnson, and none bigger than that one, tying it up at 80. Again, 2 timeouts left for St. Francis, only 1 for LIU. They just took one. And the foul situation, St. Francis not in the bonus yet. Hakeem Johnson has 10 points, and that was a 3rd opportunity for St. Francis that resulted in the tying basket.
LIU right now, 7.3. Got a couple of point guards on the floor right now who can cover a lot of ground. St. Francis needs to extend their defense, not allow an easy opportunity just for that ball to be advanced quickly up the floor.
No fouls. Garner. Garner. Got it! It's over! LIU survives! 82-80, CJ Garner! What a game. Here's another look at the game-winning basket by CJ Garner.
He was the inbounder of the basketball. Boyd flashed up, he gave it back, and then there's just not enough time to be clever. Let your most creative player make something happen, and that's what CJ Garner did. Wow. He was great all game long, and he capped it off with a huge, huge play.
LIU wins their 20th game of the year, and it's only mid-February. 20-5, 12-2 in first place in the NEC. And Tara has our Ruby Tuesday player of the game.
No surprise here. 1 second left on the clock, and you put up, is it safe to say, the biggest shot of your life?
Pretty much, yeah. It feels good. We came out, played strong. I had an all right game. I knew I wanted the ball at the end. Coach gave it to me, and I did what I did.
When it left your fingers, did you know it was good?
Yeah.
Last year, Julian Boyd wasn't on this floor. What does he do for this team, having him back?
He does everything. You saw how he came out in the second half, grabbing boards, going up strong, killing them in the paint. That's what he does. Me and him were both on the bench last year. I sat out. Me and him used to talk about how the season's going to go, and it's great to have him back.
You needed this game for the rivalry, but more important, for the postseason. What can this team do as you look ahead to the playoffs?
If we play how we're supposed to play, and that's to our abilities, we can go pretty far, you know what I'm saying? Coach tells us to stay level-headed, and you know what I'm saying, don't get out of control, just do what we do.
CJ, go enjoy this one with your team. Thanks so much. Dave?
Okay, Tara, what a phenomenal game. 25 lead changes, 19 ties. LIU wins it 82-80 to claim the Battle of Brooklyn plaque, and Garner wins it.
2011 recipient for Long Island University. Garner.
LIU wins the Battle of Brooklyn, an absolute thriller. C.J. Garner is the MVP. He receives the Ly Lynch Trophy, named for the former athletic directors for both schools. And what a game, Capper.
It was one of the most entertaining games I've seen at any level this season, and for a long time. This Battle of Brooklyn never lets us down. 5
in double figures for St. Francis. Akeem Bennett had a double-double, 21 points and 10 rebounds. 4 in double figures for LIU, led by Julian Boyd's 19 points. But C.J. Garner's basket at the end gave him 12 points and the winning margin here on the road. LIU leads the country with 11 road victories, and they are still in first place in the conference with a 12-2 record. It is their 20th win of the year. Once again, our final score: LIU 82, St. Francis of New York 80. Coming up at 2 p.m., Monmouth takes on FDU in a Garden State rivalry series matchup. This telecast is a copyrighted production of the Northeast Conference and was produced in association with P.S. Wolf Media. What a game today. 24 lead changes, 19 ties, and LIU wins it on the road 82-80 over their longtime rivals, the Terriers. For Tim Capstraw, Tara Petrolino, and our entire crew, this is Dave Popkin saying so long from Brooklyn Heights. The Blackbirds keep on sailing.